And after seeing all those succulents up on the rooftop garden, I hope you're intrigued with the idea of using them. If not, let's head out to California. I want you to meet a friend of mine who is a true artist. She paints with succulents and does some very creative work. Come on. You know, I've admired your work for years, and I think it's some of the whimsical things that first caught my attention, like you have here, the dog and the purse, the teacup, the star. I can see you've even added a shoe to the Margee line.
Yes, Alan, and you know, originally it started out with my geometric shapes, and then I decided why not take that concept and use it in more topiary shapes.
Well, I saw the fountain that you did. You just took a basic fountain and filled it with these,
yes,
oh my
with
gosh.
4-inch pots of succulents. And you know, that fountain has just been sitting out and we haven't watered it or anything, it just gets wet rain. And you know, it never rains in Southern California.
Yeah, yeah, well, it's just fantastic. Margee, give me a few of your secrets. There are tips on how you, for instance, put the dog together.
My secrets is using the size appropriate cuttings. So we use the littler size cuttings, and then we try to add enough texture, but you don't want to add too much or it'll overwhelm the shape.
So when you start, you obviously have some forms here. I guess you start with a wire.
Do you know,
form.
we start with this galvanized metal form, and it has to be really heavy form because succulents are heavy. So if you do chicken wire, it's not going to hold up,
yeah,
and it's not
got
going
to
to
be up to the job.
Right. Then you're going to always use moss. Sphagnum moss is what we use, and we try to make sure it's fresh.
Yeah, and moist.
And moist.
Yeah.
Always have it wet before you use it. And then we use copper wire to wrap it with.
Now, in some instances, I've seen people use fishing line.
Yes, and I use copper wire because it's going to last longer. We've wrapped it here, and you can't really see the soil, but the soil is in the middle.
So you sort of packed it in the core of the wreath, okay. So
and then there it is, finished.
Finished, I see.
And you'll see that there's a copper wire hanger on the back.
And then this one, it looks like you're underway with this one.
Yes, this is the beginnings of a planting.
Look at that.
Make sure that we plant it so it kind of hides the moss. And then what I've done is I've planted in sections because it goes much faster.
I see, so you do one block of jade and then maybe drop in an echeveria or some other succulent.
Right. This one's a sempervimum, and this one is Aeonium kiwi. And then we use ghost plant here. And then this is Aeonium pinwheel. And so just to give it that pop. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cutting and we're going to pin it. And then you're going to take your forceps, and this is, but people can use chopsticks.
Okay.
And then we're just going to make a hole.
Oh, I see. So you give it a little start.
And then you're going to just stick that in there. And the tighter you can get it in there, the better it's going to be. And then what you have is it's going to be wet. So of course you're going to, when you're finished wrapping, your wreath is going to be wet. It's always going to work better if it's wet. And then you don't want to re-water it until it totally dries out. Because if you water it too much, the roots of the succulents aren't going to form because they have such little roots anyway that the water just kind of washes them away.
So and you would also, in a wreath, you wouldn't want to maybe hang it up immediately, would you?
No, you'd probably wait a couple weeks.
Let it begin to root in.
Let it begin to root. In the summertime, it's going to root in a couple weeks. In the wintertime, it's going to maybe take 4 weeks. The less you do with them, the happier they are. Water them when they're light to pick up. Like if you try to pick this dog up, he's really heavy.
Yeah.
So when he lightens up,
time to give him a drink.
Give him a little drink. This one you won't be able to soak, but you just kind of lightly hose him down.
So low on water, but lots of sun.
Lots of sun, bright light.
Very
is the
good.
best.
Margee, this is just fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.